Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond and I'm the author of Game Plan. Game Plan is the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. And I'm also the author of Ignite. This is Ignite. It's called The Essential Game Plan. Ignite your business in 2 hours. And many of you guys, if you're just popping on, maybe it's a Friday night, you haven't done any of this boot camp yet. You're like, what is she doing? What's she talking about? And you got a few extra free minutes and you're definitely gonna have some free time next week with the 4th of July. It's totally okay to pop in on this boot camp in the middle. So if you haven't ordered your book yet and you want to go to Amazon and snag a copy of it, I'd highly recommend it. It's just gonna fire you up. It's gonna fire your leaders up. And yeah, it's a really good book. So what is Ignite? Maybe it's the first time you've followed anything that I've been putting out on this page. Maybe you haven't caught a boot camp live before. Ignite is a mini game plan. All right, it's very, very, very small. It's consolidated and condensed. So where game plan is 350 pages long and has a 120-page workbook, which is going to be the same size of Unstuck this fall. It's a very big book. This is not. This is meant to be not overwhelming, just something very simple that you can hand to a new leader that is Young Living specific. Because right now, all the simple training that's out there is either not affordable for you to be able to use for your leaders, or it's not Young Living. Right? It's just basic network marketing training, which is really good, but your leaders have to understand how to navigate the virtual office. They have to understand strategy for Young Living specifically, okay? They have to understand, where to place people. They have to understand classes. They have to have scripts for classes. That doesn't work if you're doing just a standard network marketing training. You need something that's specific to the company that you work for. So, that's what the Essential Game Plan is about. It's a business training that's affordable. We are really close to launching it on my website. That's coming very, very, very soon. Not during boot camp, but after. And we launch it on the website. These are going to be $5 to train a leader. So that is super crazy cheap. These books are not quite as small as the Mini and Fearless. I mean, they're 160 pages long. So it's bigger than a mini book. It's got an actual binding on it like a regular book. But the book part of this book is 120 pages long. And considering that it's printed back to back, that's about 60 pages. All right. So we consolidated Game Plan at 350 pages and the workbook at 120 pages to 60 pages, right? To 60 pages of this book. It's a really cool read. Teresa says, my hair is pretty today. Thank you, I combed it. And I don't have it covered in coconut oil like yesterday for my birthday. It was a little bit of a learning curve on the coconut oil thing, but it worked really well. So it's very, very healthy for your hair to do hot oil treatment on it. So that's what I did for my birthday. All right, so today we're actually a chapter ahead, and I did that on purpose because there's 16 chapters in the book and we got a 15-day Ignite boot camp. So I didn't want to end up with an extra chapter. So now we're just going to be chugging through this. This is day 10. We're doing chapter 11 for day 10. For day 11, which will be Monday, we're doing chapter 12. So we're just going to kind of stay a chapter ahead. We'll only do one chapter a night. I am considering on Tuesday, though, when we normally would do roundtable and we go a little bit longer, I'm thinking about shooting video 12 and shooting video 13. So shoot the video, end it, and then start a new video and shoot video 13 because Thursday is the 4th of July and I want you guys to be able to have time with your families, okay? Unstuck's gonna be $20 at convention, which is the price that we're gonna demo it at when we launch it on Amazon. I'm shooting for a September 1st launch date, so we'll see. We'll see how close we get to that. I'm writing an entire workbook for that book right now, so it's a lot of work. A lot of work getting it all done, and I'm writing all the curriculum for the boot camp, and it's very time consuming. So, but I want you to know also, I am out of my garden, and I'm planting my flowers, and my lettuce is doing quite well right now, and we got a huge carrot in my garden, and I'm getting a 5-mile run in every day, and I'm taking long naps every day, so I'm not completely burning myself out this summer, but it takes a lot of time to get that stuff through Grammar and get it formatted and get all the graphic design and all that done. So I'm hoping that we can launch it September 1st. So that means that those of you that come get it at convention, it'll be almost 6 weeks before you can get it on Amazon. You will be able to buy Unstuck. It's a beta version. So please hear me so that you know what you're walking into with a beta version. It means that it's been through a couple of rounds of grammar, but I do like 17 to 25 rounds of grammar on every single book that I print, and we still find mistakes afterwards. Like there's still things like Ignite has a whole page that ended up blank, just from us moving formatting around. So Yeah, you're going to get a book that's going to have mistakes in it, and there might be formatting errors in it and typography. We crammed really hard to be able to give you the words. The words are the same. The words aren't going to change. The words and the writing in a book happen months before the book is ever published. I mean, when you finish writing a book, if I were to be printing traditionally and it was not a book that I was self-publishing, it's 2 to 2.5 years after you finish writing a book that it actually goes to print. 2 to 2.5 years. So most people think, oh yeah, you write a book and then bam, it's like out and there's this huge rush. No, you wait a long time. Like if your kids are in high school, they're almost done with high school by the time that book actually goes to print and you have a New York Times bestseller and all that, because that's how long it takes for the vetting process for typography, editing, formatting, grammar, like all of that. All right. And my team was like, why would you release a beta? It's going to have mistakes in it. Like you shouldn't do that. You should just wait for the next convention. I said, because there's a lot of people that need this book. Right. And I know it's not going to be perfect, but I would rather release it just so that you've got it in your hands. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that. Just please go into it with your blinders on, knowing you're going to find mistakes. And as you find them, email me, because it's going to help us catch some of those things as we're vetting the book for release in the fall. Right? We have a very, very, very gifted, grammar editing team. They're professionals. They do this every day, 40 hours a week for a publishing company, and we're really, really blessed to have them. But it's a lot of work, right? A lot of work. If you're not going to convention, it's okay. I'm hoping to release this thing September 1st, so it's not a terribly long wait. I wish I could release it sooner. Many of you guys have asked me, hey, can you just print some and have them in your house and give them away? And it doesn't quite work that way with printing. Printing is done down in San Antonio. I live in New York, so they're going to print it in San Antonio and ship it straight to convention on pallets with a freight, through the freight system, and it's not very easy for me to get those back to my house. Like I can put a couple in a suitcase and have a few for giveaways in the month of August leading up to our release, but I'm not going to be able to bring hundreds of them back or definitely launch it on my website. It's just premature for that. So, but we're doing everything as fast as we can. Okay, as fast as we can. So let me jump into chapter 11 here. Man, I'm doing really bad on these oils of the night. How am I paid? I had to pick mine live last night because I completely spaced on it, and I got to do it again tonight. So let's see, how am I paid? But hyssop, I totally gave you guys a knockout description of hyssop last night. That's going to be some of the content from the script book that we're releasing in 2020. So really psyched about that. Now, how am I paid? How am I paid requires a lot of strategic thinking, a little bit of stress reduction, right? Understanding very complex things. And so honestly, man, I would just go to the king of oils for that. Truly, if we're talking about something really, we already did brain power. Of course, I could do clarity, common sense, rosemary, cedarwood. Those would be the really obvious brain oils, right? But I'm going to go with frankincense because frankincense is a really cool oil. Frankincense is adaptogenic. So what frankincense does is it's going to meet you where you are, right? It's going to meet you in your place of need. And it changes based on what your body's needs are. So I've got a bottle of frankincense right here. I can actually read you a little bit on frankincense from that Oils of the Bible lecture. Let's see if I've still got that open from last night. Oh, I do still have it open last night. All right, let me go to frankincense and read to you guys a little bit about frankincense. Looks like you're going to get a really good description in frankincense also. We're going to have to do all biblical oils for this one because I've got such great write-ups on it. All right, you ready for frankincense? I'm going to have to edit this on the fly while I'm reading it because there might be some things in here that are not super compliant. So, yeah. All right, let me go through and make sure that I'm not going to say things that I shouldn't be saying. So frankincense was one of the first oils to be diffused. Frankincense was valued more than gold in ancient times. It was worth more than money. All right. Only those with great wealth and abundance possessed it. It was one of the gifts of the wise men to our Savior. Matthew 2:11 says, on coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. And then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. It would have been rubbed all over the body of a newborn baby. Egyptian tradition is that frankincense is good, quote, for everything. Okay, this one I can't read. I have to stop there. Basically from head to toe. Historically, it was used to treat everything known to man, right? Childbirth was protected by fumigation of frankincense in Jesus's time. It was really, really good for bones. It was good for supporting the body when you're preparing for fertility. It was regularly smoked, right? And so it's just got a lot of uses for, mild swelling, occasional swelling. swelling, you can use it for that. It's definitely used to help improve concentration, mood elevation. If you need a little leg up and you've got some occasional everyday insomnia, it's not all the time, but putting in your diffuser, I like to use it to strengthen brittle nails, so you can put it right on your nail beds for that. Stretch marks, really, really good stretch mark oil. Now let's talk about emotional uses of frankincense. This oil is adaptogenic, so it's going to adapt to a person's spiritual state of being. Holding the wisdom of the ages, it waits for what is asked of it, and it will do all that may be required of it. Some of my favorite writing on frankincense. It has the power to remove all that is unwanted. It is the most ancient of all of the incenses, and it helps us to slow down and get into a meditative state. It's used in baths to wash away anything that is a hindrance and to break old ties. It's a very important oil for anointing the dying. It assists when truth is altered. So if you feel like you have been mistreated, right? It can help with memory, helps to clear brain fog. Yeah, adaptogenic. So I'm going to read my favorite sentence on frankincense again. It's actually my favorite sentence on all oils. But I love it. It adapts to a person's spiritual state of being, holding the wisdom of the ages. It waits for what is asked of it, and it will do all that may be required of it. Isn't that cool? It's just a beautiful description of frankincense. So yeah, I just absolutely love that oil. It's in my top 3. My number 1 oil is definitely Valor. I just love that. That was Gary's favorite oil until he created Highest Potential, and then Highest Potential became his favorite oil. As somebody with ADHD, I really like Present Time. I'm really drawn to that oil, and pretty much any brain oil. So Genius and Brain Power, I love those. But frankincense is just the king, right? It's just the king. So since we're going to be talking about how we get paid tonight, it's not a very emotional night. It's kind of a nuts and bolts night for us, and it's a tighter night. We're not going to go real long tonight. But just know on Tuesday we'll shoot 2 videos. So I'm going to shoot 2 so that it's easy for your leaders to go in and have those days broken up into 15 days that follow the chapters. But tonight, just 1 night. So how am I paid? I'm reading to you out of the Essential Game Plan, which is Ignite Your Business in 2 hours. It's a quick little business book that I put together that you can train a leader in a couple of hours and get them sharing oils in their house that night. So they're not totally clocking out on you and waiting months and months to start their business. They actually launch their business that night with the challenges that are in the back of the book, which we're going to hit right after the 4th of July next week. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, Sacred Frankincense is just beautiful. My favorite oil is Valor, and my second favorite oil is Northern Lights Black Spruce. Because you wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I'm a real chicken butt. I'm an extroverted chicken butt. All right. I love people, and I get very sad when I'm not around people, but I am still a chicken butt. Right. So standing on stage, very scary for me. Being bombarded by people, a little overwhelming for me. Doing things that scare me pretty much every day. Right. And so I love Northern Lights Black Spruce because it's a courage oil. It's a courage oil, right? Charlene says, I have Valor in my purse and a mini spray bottle is one of my faves. I agree. So compensation plans can get kind of hairy, and I have no embarrassment in telling you that math is not my strength. So whenever you get a compensation plan training from me, you're going to get a very, very simple comp plan training. I am almost Crown Diamond, and I still don't understand all of the ins and outs to every single way that our paycheck is calculated. I get on every month and I look at my paycheck in the virtual office and I look at how it was broken down. I'm going to give you a little tip tonight. It's a Game Plan 2 tip from the second Game Plan book that I'm working on researching right now on how to spike your paycheck the biggest. And this is just by watching my paycheck and where the bulk of my paycheck comes from, right? Just having a knowledge and understanding of how our checks are broken down. I do not pretend to be the expert on this, and I'm sure if you came up to me at convention and you said, hey, there's an error in your compensation plan training, or, I wanted you to understand that Rising Star also includes XYZ, you're probably right and I'm probably not, all right? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it to you in the most simple terms because I'm a Crown Diamond, and even with this level of knowledge of understanding the comp plan, I can still explain it to people on a really basic level. I don't think that you need to have the skills to be like the people at Young Living that calculated all the checks out and the programs that they use in software to do all that calculation. I think that you can still do a really strong comp plan training with your team without having a super deep level of understanding, especially when we're talking talking about generation bonuses and calculations of unilevel and all of that when you get deeper and deeper into it, and what percentages you're getting on each liter. I'm going to give you a general overview of understanding. And also, the purposes of this book, this is a very simple book. We don't want to scare the tar out of our leaders, right? I can suffice it to tell you, though, that I have many, many, many friends that have a lot of network marketing background and have worked for several network marketing companies, and they love Young Living's comp plan. They absolutely love it. They believe that there's a much larger payout. Our diamonds are making a lot compared to diamonds in other companies, right? Young Living is very generous. I've also had people tell me, hey, I'm not going to buy from a network marketing company because they increase the prices of their oils so that, so that they can pay all of their distributors, and that's the way that works. That's actually not how network marketing works. Every other company out there that is selling something has to have a marketing budget, right? They're going to market. I know, I've worked in marketing for 22 years as a news anchor. I'm the one responsible for putting all the radio ads out there. We actually call it traffic, and I used to do it 40 hours a week when I worked in Illinois, handling all the Menards ads and all of that. They have a massive budget for advertising, whether it is doing in-person events if they're out at fairs and things like that, or whether it's television budgets or whether it's radio budgets. Companies spend a lot of money on marketing. When you work for a network marketing company, they don't have to do that because you are the marketing tool. You're the one out there that's teaching classes and getting it into every home in the world, right? So that marketing budget that most companies set aside for, that's the bulk of our paychecks. All right, we basically are the marketing budget. It's not all of it, but it's a huge chunk of it. And so when people say to you, I'm not going to buy from a network marketing thing because they up the prices in their oils, it's not accurate. You can say, well, okay, the ones that are in Walmart up the prices of their oil so that they can run ads also. They're getting printed in the weekly newsletter, and they're doing advertising on web pages, and they're paying for ads to pop up on Facebook, and they're paying for ads on social media, and paying for ads on even Walmart's site, for things to pop up. So they even pay for ads on people's email accounts and stuff like that. It's all targeted advertising. It's very, very strategic online, and they spend a lot of money on it, and Young Living doesn't. Right? They don't. That money is going in our pockets instead. So no, the prices are not jacked up. Matter of fact, I've done quite a bit of research where I compare some of our top oils, like the ones from the starter kit, and I look at some of the other companies around the world and what they're charging when their oils are good. Like you have a mom and pop company that's been doing frankincense for 5, 8, 10 generations, and it's sourced correctly and it's pure. It's about the same price point as Young Living's oil. So anybody that comes to you and says, hey, they're jacking up their prices, just say, no, this is actually what pure frankincense costs. You're going to drop $90 a bottle for pure frankincense. It's just that we have the best of the best of the best, right? It's awesome. It's awesome stuff. And this is how you can learn more about it. So now let's talk compensation plans, and they can get really, really, really confusing. I'm going to keep this on the simplest level possible, and then when you're ready for more, you can go grab the Game Plan book. If you haven't read Game Plan, did you know that the second edition of Game Plan 1, has 70 new pages in it? Like, it is awesome. It is an amazing book. If you're at a convention, grab it. It is like the manual for Young Living. It's got everything in it. And I go into a lot more depth and detail into comp plan training into that full book. Game Plan 2 is not going to have a very thorough comp plan training the same way that Game Plan 1 did. I'm going to focus more on generations and things that impact silvers and above for that kind of training. But Game Plan, the book is just phenomenal at its explanation. So if you have not read the second edition, I highly recommend it. I'm in the process right now of re-recording the entire book so that you get the whole 70 pages and all of the new appendixes in the second edition of Game Plan. We don't have that updated yet on Amazon, so we're getting that up. Next week I'm recording all of Ignite for Audible, so that you also have Ignite and you can listen to that on your cell phones as well. So we got a lot of projects in the works, right? Jassa says, we see some ads on Facebook or other sites time to time. Are they not from Young Living Marketing? Yeah, but it's just a fraction. It's an absolute fraction of what other companies are spending. Absolutely nominal. Most of our pay is coming, from marketing budget, but it's not coming from increasing the prices of the oils. Okay, that's my message tonight. It's not coming from jacking up the prices of the oils, which is what you hear. Whenever you're talking to anybody who's anti-MLM, that's what they're going to tell you is, oh, they increase the price of their oil so they can pay their distributors, and that's not the way that the comp plan works. Okay, it's not the way our checks are broken down. So let's jump right into the comp plan training. Side note first, if this is overwhelming, go snag a Ningxia packet out of your kit and chug it down before reading this, because Ningxia is so good for brain health. It's just awesome. It's a berry juice supplement. It's amazing. If you want an extra treat, then freeze it first and suck it down. Ningxia, if there's no water mixed with it, does not freeze all the way. So what you end up with is kind of this slushy. It's super, super, super good. All right, it's like the best ice cream truck visit of your life, but it's good for you. So yeah, but if you want them to be solid, like you want to use them as Ningxia ice cubes, you can add a little bit of water to it and put it in an ice cube tray, and it'll be more solid than if you were to just freeze the packets. So here we go. There's 4 parts to your check, and we're just gonna nail this. There's starter kit bonuses, which is $25, right? Then there's Fast Start, which is another $25 per kit, plus 25% of everything you order for the first 3 calendar months after the purchase of the starter kit. So you've got starter kit bonuses and Fast Start. The third thing is Unilevel, and for that you're paid 8% on your level 1s, 5% on your level 2s, 4% on your level 3s, 4s, and 5s. This is why it's not wise to build really, really deep, because you're not going to get paid 12 levels in. It doesn't work that way. Technically, you do on Generations pay, but it's a little tiny piece. It's not comparatively speaking as much as you're getting paid on Unilevel, all right? You're getting paid 3% on an entire organization, not 3% per person, right? So it's wise not to build very, very deep, all right? Don't do that. Keep it in your top 5 levels. Whenever you sign somebody, keep it in your top 5. If you want to excite somebody about the business, go teach to their friend circle and give them the starter kit sales, but don't take your personally enrolled and put them underneath people. All right? I wouldn't recommend doing that for anybody, because they're going to expect it. All right? You don't want to do that. So then the fourth thing is Rising Star or Generations pay. And because this is a beginner book, we're going to focus on Rising Star bonuses, not Generations, because that doesn't kick in until you hit silver. So with this bonus, you get paid by share, depending on how many steps you complete in your strategy building. And we talked about strategy for Rising Star last night. So remember step 1, step 2, step 3, those are all different shares, and you get paid, per share. Rising Star can add up to $120 or more for your paycheck, which is significant if you have 2 kit sales in a month and your check's only $100. If you strategize correctly, you could make your check $220. Right? You could double it just by hitting the Rising Star bonuses and putting people in a strategic place, depending on how many steps you complete. So let's run through that one more time. 4 parts to your paycheck. You've got starter kit bonuses, $25 per kit. You've got Fast Start, which is $25 per kit and 25% of their purchase for the first 3 months. Okay, so if they get their kit and then after their kit they also order a $22 bottle of Thieves Cleaner, you're going to get 25% of that Thieves Cleaner in your paycheck. That is super generous and very rare for a network marketing company to offer something like that. But they're trying to incentivize you to get them ordering right away and not wait, right? Then the third part of your check is Unilevel. So your level 1s, you're paid 8%. They're signed directly under you for the rest of your life, 8%, 8%, 8%. So if they place an order that's $300, you're going to get 8% of that. Just for the sake of simple math, if I rounded that to 10%, that'd be about $30, right? $25 to $28 just from one person that's a level 1. So imagine that across a team of 10,000 and how that adds up, right? People think that Unilevel is the highest paid part of your paycheck, but that's not true. And so Unilevel, you get paid 8% on your level 1s. If your level 1 signs somebody and you have a level 2, you get paid 5% on your level 2s. And if your level 2 signs somebody, you get paid 4% on your levels 3, 4, and 5. All right? And then the fourth part is Rising Star bonuses or Generations. You have Rising Star until you hit, silver. Once you become a silver, you're not eligible for Rising Star bonuses anymore. You can only get Rising Star bonuses for 2 years. So from the first date that you get a Rising Star until it expires, you can only have it for 2 years, which is fine because if you're out there teaching a class a week and you're getting this script in front of faces, it should not take you 2 years to get to silver. All right, it shouldn't. The only time it takes that long is if you're really truly not working your business or you don't see the advantage of the business, you're not consistent with your business. But if you're out there and you're teaching a class a week, it shouldn't be 2 year wait for you. So Rising Star bonuses, with this you get paid by share, and it depends how many shares you get. Remember when we covered our chapter last night, we looked at Rising Star bonuses. Sorry, 2 nights ago. Let me flip this around for you guys. Oh, there we go. So this is Rising Star method. Remember step 1, all those little black squares, you get a share for that. Step 2, when you take 300 legs to 500, you get a share for that, right? Step 3, when you take the 500 to 1,000, you get a share for that. So you can get paid on each of those shares while you're building to silver, right? And it's about $28-ish, 28 to 40 per share. It goes into a pool and it's pulled out of the pool. So you get paid per share for that. So I hope that you understand this. So those are the 4 parts of the check. Starter kit bonus, right? Then fast start, then unilevel, and then your rising star. And then once you hit silver, you get generations and rising star drops off. Now, when I go into my paycheck, you guys know you can do this, right? When you go into the virtual office, let me flip my camera around and I'm just gonna log in and show you my virtual office. There we go. Logging in. And you can scroll down into my account right there. If you click on that, it's gonna give you an option to look at your commission check. And so if you click on your commission check, I'm just going to move this again over because if I show you my check, then I'm breaking policies and procedures. But if I go over to my check number over here, you can click on that. All right, and it will give you a breakdown of all of your paychecks. So you can look down and say, okay, all right, I got $455 from Fast Start. I got $6,000 from Unilevel, right? I got $648 in personal generations pay. I got $11,796. Generation leadership bonus, I got $4,800 for that. So if you look at the breakdown of the paychecks, 11,000, almost 12,000 and 5,000 in generations. That means that the bulk of my paycheck, say 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,000 of my paycheck is just from generations. And only, 500 is from Fast Start and only 6,000 is from Unilevel. So the bulk of my paycheck is not coming from Unilevel and it's not coming from Fast Start and it's not coming from, starter kits. It's coming from generations, right? Once you hit silver. And so the fastest way to spike your paycheck is to collect silvers. So when you hit silver, you start looking in your organization and building in sets of 2 under your leaders to get as many people to silver as you possibly can, because you get paid 2 different ways on them in generations once they hit silver. All right. So always build in sets of 2. Don't just willy-nilly throw people under a leader. Build in sets of 2 so that you can take your team with you. All right. All right, so let me run you through one more breakdown just so you understand how this whole process works. We're not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to try to confuse you. We're just going to keep it really simple. You hold a class. 4 people come to the class. 2 people get starter kits. One of those people also orders $100 in product above and beyond their kit. So you're not getting paid twice on that kit. You just get paid one time on that kit, right? Your paycheck that month would be $50 for the kit. You get $25 for the Fast Start and $25 for the starter kit bonus and another $25 for Fast Start, right? Because you're going to get 25% of everything they order after that starter kit. So that means your check is going to be $125 from one class. That's with 2 kit sales. Okay, now imagine if you're doing that 4 times in 1 month, right? If you taught 4 classes that month and you had the same results, 2 kit sales from a single class, your very first check would be about $500. That's not too shabby considering that a class takes less than 2 hours to teach. That's $500 for 8 hours of work in a month. I believe in working smarter, not harder. Right? Young Living fits the bill. It does. So now let's walk that forward a little bit. Okay. So now you got 8 people on your team. If you get those people to sign up for Essential Rewards and you teach another class the next month, you're going to get paid 25% on their order because it doesn't include their starter kit. They already got that. Plus any new starter kit bonuses and Fast Start bonuses on the new kits from the new classes that you teach. This is because Fast Start goes for 3 calendar months. It's not just the first calendar month. So after Fast Start drops off, they're going to slip into the Unilevel system after month 3, where you earn 8% on your level 1s every month. So if you have 10 people on your first level and they all order 100 PV a month, you're going to get $80 of residual income for doing nothing. That's just because they're sitting on your team and they're ordering, right? Because you poured into them and you trained the lifestyle, okay? It's awesome. It's simply because they continue to order products for their home long after you taught the first class. So you can see how having a team of 10,000 can really pay a hefty check when you calculate all 4 parts and you review them in comparison to your paycheck. If you're teaching 1 class a week, you're constantly bringing new people into your organization. You're constantly growing, right? One word, if you're teaching for a leader and they're ordering 100 PV, use their sponsor and enroller number for the kit sale, because you know where this goes, so you want them to see the check so that they go out and they start teaching too. The most powerful tool you have is duplication, so show them the check. And that's how this works. right? That's how this works. So pretty awesome. Now imagine if you walk that forward another month, right? So the first month you get $500 from teaching the 4 classes, and then those people get on Essential Rewards, right? And you're getting paid on the first month's people's Essential Rewards. Then you get paid $500 for the second month, plus all the Fast Start and everything from the ER from the people from the first month. And you continue sharing in the third month. Now you're gonna have 3 months of people you're getting Fast Start on as you're starting to understand how this works. So it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. All right, you guys asked me to clarify building in sets of 2. This is a game plan 2 topic, but I'll give you a little tease of it. So say I'm out there and I'm teaching for a leader. They are spending 100 PV, right? They're on Essential Rewards. They love the oils. Not really interested in building the business, but they'll open their friend circle up to you. They love the oils, and they're going to continue ordering again and again and again. You just want to bless them with a little extra income. Why? Because maybe if they get a paycheck that's $500, maybe they would consider doing the business, right? Maybe they would consider doing that. So you go and you teach at their house, and they have an amazing class. They have 12 women in that class. Of those 12 women, you have 6 kit sales. All right, 6 kit sales. So where are you going to place those people? You could just sign all 6 directly under the level 1, directly under your person that's ordering every single month, right? And they would get their Fast Start if they order anything beyond the starter kit. They would get their $50 per kit between Fast Start and starter kit bonus. So they would get $300 just from you teaching that one class plus any Fast Start. They were going to do really good if you make them the sponsor and the enroller. I would recommend you do that because you want them to see the check and get excited. You want them to get free oils. You want them to experience the benefits of what you're doing. What I would not do is take those 6 people and sign them all as level 1s underneath them. Okay. If it's the very first class they have, then yes, I would. The very first class, I would sign all 6 directly under them because they don't have anybody under them at all, right? Then you continue doing product training with those 6. You send them Fearless. You give them the Fearless calendar. You check in with them. You're doing the work at the beginning for this leader because they don't understand the benefits of being a leader yet, right? They don't understand what happens with the paycheck and all of that. But then you go teach a second class for them, and they have another 4 people that want to sign up. So what do you do that second class? Do you just take those 4 and sign them all as level 1s underneath them again? And then you have a third class for them another month, and they have 6 more people that want to sign up. Do you sign all of them as level 1s? And now they've got 18 level 1s underneath your level 1 person. You don't want to do that. Or you don't want to do that because if they keep hosting classes for you, they're going to eventually get to silver even just with this own method. And maybe it takes them all the way to silver to see the paycheck. You don't want to just keep signing people as level 1s. I did that with my mom and she ended up with 30 level 1s, like 30 all the way across. And like 20 of them popped as leaders and they all started teaching their own classes. So after that first class, just wait and see who catches it. Wait and see who pops, who turns around and sells the kit to their mom, who gets on ER at 300 PV and they're ordering every single month. Like, wait and see who's faithful. And then if I teach a second class, I'm going to put them under 2 people. Pick 2 people that have popped and just build in sets of 2 under your level 1. Build in sets of 2 because the biggest part of your paycheck is generations once you hit silver, okay? So what you want to do is when you hit silver, you start collecting silvers. You're going to get paid $120, $130 plus on every single silver in your team. So say you have 6 silvers on your team, that's 130, 130, 130, 130, 130, 130. All right, I'm not terribly good at math, but 4 of those would be 100 and 200. That'd be almost $300 just from having 6 silvers on your team. Okay, just from having them, just having that rank. So you want to make sure you're collecting silvers, and the only way you're going to do that is if you're building in sets of 2 under these people so that they hit executive because they have 2 legs, right? And then they hit silver because they have 2 legs. And maybe by the time they're getting their silver paycheck and it's $2,000 a month, they're like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I could totally do this. I've seen you teach a whole bunch of classes for me. You taught 10 classes for me. I can take that script and I can read the script. Or maybe, no, I don't think I could read the script, but I'll put a DVD in. I'll play a DVD. I can invite some people to my house and play the DVD, right? But then you're going to get paid on them, for the rest of their life, and you're going to get the generation bonuses on them. You get paid not only on their volume for their team, depending on where they are, but also the $120 or $130 just from having a silver. All right. So don't just willy-nilly throw people under people. You want to have a strategy as you're signing people, even if they're the ones that are collecting the paycheck because you want to show them the check. If they have a wide friend circle, build in sets of 2 underneath them so you can take them with you. All right. Susie says, the Fearless Mini Game Plan Bundle on your website says 20% off of the both updated versions. Everything on my website is updated for the new PSK. Everything. So if you get the game plan book, the workbook, the mini, Fearless, the Fearless Mini Combo, I think we have a few minis in Fearless we're trying to sell out on, and it says 2018 edition on it. It says old PSK. It's got the words old all over it. If you're clicking on a button and it does not say old on it, then it's all updated for the new starter kit. So you should be good to go. Okay, you should be good to go. The combos, yes. And if for some reason you get one in your box and it's not updated, you let me know and I will let you keep what's in your box and I will mail you more that are updated, okay? Because we love you. No, you're never interrupting, Susie. I appreciate that. So she just asked about a sale that's running on my website right now. We have an Ignite Boot Camp sale, and I'll end with this and then we'll let you guys go tonight. I hope that was clear as mud. And signing in sets of 2 so that you're bringing, ideally you bring all your level 1s with you and they're all silver and above. Then you bring all your level 2s with you and they're all silver and above. Then you bring all your level 3s with you and they're all silver and above, okay? You just bring them all with you and that's how you get the highest paycheck. Right? So I'm going to flip around. Michelle says we need Spanish material. Don't worry, I got you. It's up on my website and it's discounted right now. So Ignite Bootcamp sale. Everything on here is 20% off and the site has been going berserk today. We have orders like every 2 minutes coming in. So if you go to shop and you go to all products and you click on it, it's going to show you all the products. So Michelle, you were just asking me about Spanish material. Check that out. We've got the mini in Spanish. We got Fearless in Spanish. The 101 CDs are en Español. The 102 CDs en Español. So if you need Spanish resources, they are up on my website. We have Game Plan 2nd edition in translation right now, the Game Plan book and workbook. We will be bringing Ignite in Spanish and we will be bringing Unstuck in Spanish as well, okay? Not yet because it takes a while to translate, but it's coming. So CDs are 20% off if you're stocking up for purple bags. The Game Plan book and workbook, the set is 20% off. Right? The workbook, obviously, if you're watching this and it's not live, I might not have the sale running right now, but live it is. Fearless is 20% off. This is like the #1 selling book of all time for Essential Rewards. I mean, I think we sold 1.5 million of those just last year alone. Okay. Fearless is a very, very powerful tool to get people on ER because it trains the lifestyle, right? Do I ship to Puerto Rico? Yes, we ship anywhere in the world. All right, here's some more Spanish CDs, right? 101 CDs, purple bag making kits, all of that. Game Plan Fearless bundles, all of that is all discounted. And I'm going to keep the sale up for a week until we, these are the old ones. See, it says old PSK on Fearless. These are instances of Fearless Game Plan Mini old PSK, so you'll see it clearly labeled whether it's old or new, all right? Even the game planner that's printable is 20% off right now, okay? And the ULA books are 50% off, so we got a lot. We got a lot up there that's discounted. So we're running it just for Ignite. We're going to run it all the way through the 4th of July weekend, so you got a good week. All right, ULA's discounted as well. Yep. I saw a prayer request up here. Let me. How many level 1s should we have? Well, according to Rising Star, 7. Right? I wouldn't have 15 or 18. You don't need it. You don't need it. If you got an extra person that's ordering on ER, throw them under one of your budding leaders. You want them to see, you want them to see the business. So, all right. I found some people don't want to get a check. It happens. It's true. It's very true, Monica. And it's okay to ask if they do not want any people placed under them. I'll tell you, they're 90% more likely to stay active with their own account if they have one person signed underneath them. All right. Love Fearless. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, the calendar is up on my website. You can print that off, the Fearless calendar. Just click on the Fearless button at oilabilityteam.com. And I'm going to end tonight just by praying. We've got a leader on here. Let me scroll back. This is quite a ways back if I can find it. There was a leader. Thought her name was Amy. It went by so fast. Yep, Amy Wicker Lanford says, please pray for us. I'm in the ER with my 18-year-old. I have an 18-year-old, so that breaks my heart. Let me just pray over you really quickly, and then we'll pray over the businesses of all the leaders, and then I'll pick a winner. I told you guys we're giving away huge game plan bundles twice a week, so we do them on Wednesdays and Fridays for sharing this video and for tagging your leaders in it. So let me pray over Amy. And then I'm going to pray over your businesses, and then we'll pick a winner, and then I'll let you guys go until Monday. Tuesday, we're going to shoot 2 videos. All right, give you guys Thursday off to be with your families for the holidays. So, dear Jesus, God, I just pray over Amy, and I pray just a healing over her son, over her 18-year-old, God, that you would just give them answers, give the doctors wisdom. May they not wait very long. Just give them peace. May it be something very simple and very fixable, God, that it's not something very, very serious. May his healing come swiftly, Lord, and just give a peace to Mama and Daddy, that they just have a calm that comes over them, that they trust the system and they trust the medical system, and that the doctors have the very best interest of their son at heart, and they're going to do everything they can to take really good care of him, Lord. I pray over the nursing team. I pray over the waiting room, that they can get into a room quickly, Lord, and that the testing is swift and efficient, and that they get answers very quickly, and that it's something very simple, God, very, very simple, and that your hand is in all of it. And they walk out with a huge sigh of relief later tonight, that their son is in very good hands and that he heals swiftly, God. Thank you so much for going before, behind, to the left, and to the right, just protecting Amy and her family. Jesus, I just pray over all the business builders that are on right now. There's thousands of them, God, watching this. And I just pray that you ignite a fire in them, that their leaders understand the comp plan, they understand strategy, that this book is a blessing to Team Young Living, God, and that it's just another tool that we can use to grow our organizations without a lot of muck and mire. And it just keeps people focused on the act of sharing, because if there is no sharing, there is no business. It starts with us, and we know that if we're not out there setting the example for our team, we're not going to see the growth. But Lord, it extends to all of our leaders as they duplicate and they copy the things that they see being presented on the team. And so I just pray a fire that is just amazing this year, that we get to the end of 2019 and we're like, whoa, Lord, like what happened? What happened with that? That's crazy, because it's all you, it's your hand, and we have no explanation or understanding of the numbers, Lord. It's just your mighty hand over our business. May we stand back and just lift our palms up to you. I know that you've got it, but that you've also got it when we put the work in. If we're not working ourselves, we're not going to see results. We can't not go to work and expect a paycheck. And so this business does not build itself if we're not out there talking to people. So God, bring the people to us, make them receptive to oils, make them receptive to the things that you have created. And I just pray an anointing over everybody that is watching this boot camp and training, everybody that's on here training together, God, that you just give them the words to speak, that you take away the fear in their hearts, you take away the worry of what people are going to think of us, and you give us a boldness for the plants that you have created, God, because it really, truly is the most amazing, amazing thing, what you have created. You made no mistake when you made the plants, and you made no mistake when you made us, God. Give us the boldness that comes only from you when we have to talk to people and we feel like we're out there, Lord, because you will bring people to us if we call in your name and we ask. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I love you guys. Now I get to pick a winner, and that's super fun. So let me go over to the video. We're going to go to yesterday's video and see who shared from yesterday. And I'm just going to pick somebody random. This is for a mega pack. So we're going to be putting a lot of resources in your mega pack. I keep going down. We give away 2 of these a week. So I'll give away one Wednesday next week, and I'll give away one on the very last day of boot camp as well for you. So the video from last night was day 9's video. And all right, I'm looking at the video right now. There I am, and I'm just scrolling down. And let me just pull a random name here from the people that shared. We had 64 shares last night. And I'm just going to scroll and see. Let's see. I make sure that it's somebody who has not already won. All right, Vic Malloy. There you are, Vic. Whoop. Okay, I'm loving what you did. There we go. Vic Malloy, VICMALLOY. Congratulations. You are a winner of a Game Plan Mega Pack. So go ahead and shoot me an email at oilability with Sarah, SARAH. And let me know that you're the winner. And I just so appreciate you getting on. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you getting this book out to Team Young Living. I can't do the marketing. It's up to everybody out there to get this book out there. So I'm very, very grateful for your guys' time. And you get Saturday and Sunday off. Go rest this weekend, and let's come back with a vigor next week. We're going to be starting with chapter 12 on Monday, which are the 2 most important buttons in the virtual office. And it's a 3-page chapter. We'll hit that pretty good on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do a few simple tools just to get you started. I want your leaders in really good places. And Tuesday's a humdinger because we're also going to talk about excuses. And it is a powerful, powerful, powerful chapter on excuses. Then on Wednesday, I get to train on the legacy of Gary Young, which I've never been able to train on before. I'm really excited about that. Then we'll take Thursday off for July 4th, and we'll come back fiery on Friday with the Ignite Challenge. Right? And finding your why on chapter 16. So it's going to be a great week of training next week. I can't wait to hang with you guys all 5 days. Then after Ignite Boot Camp wraps up, the following Tuesday when I would do Roundtable, I'm going to be doing a demo of how to teach a 101 class. Then I'm going to shoot some videos during convention week. We won't have a formal roundtable. Then the week after, I'm going to do a demo on how to teach a 102 class. So got some great content coming up with Ignite. I hope you're enjoying some of the stuff we're doing. I'm going to show you one last thing on my website. And that is, if you have not seen all the videos, do you know if you go into the share button at oilabilityteam.com, there's an Ignite button. So you can click on the Ignite button. It's going to take you to this main Ignite page. And these are all the bootcamp videos. See? So you can click on day 8 and you can go back and rewatch it, or day 7, day 6. They're collected right here on the Ignite page so that you can find them again and share them with your teams. There's some sample pages in the table of contents here for Ignite, so you can see the book and then how to snag a copy on Amazon. And it's coming very, very, very soon from my website. Very, very soon. We'll be able to order them. You'll be able to order them in bulk and duplicate this among your teams. Okay? I love you. Have an awesome weekend. May it be full of family and fun and rest. May you just have a wonderful, reinvigorating time. And I'll see you back here on Monday as we tackle day 11, but we'll be doing chapter 12. So if you want to read ahead, go ahead and read chapter 12, all right? I'll see you guys in a couple days.